Hello everyone, it's Jamie and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another cross stitch update. It's been a while since my last update video, but I wasn't doing a ton of cross stitch. I did have one cross stitch finish in the month of April. I had a knitting finish, which is what I'm wearing right now. I finally finished my sub pop tee, which I'll talk a little bit more later in the video. And then I also had gotten God of War from the library, so I was playing some video games. So I didn't do a ton of cross stitch in April, but I am back now because I want to show what I did during April, and then I also want to talk about my May plans now that it is May 1st. So I will start with a project that if you saw my Instagram reels, you probably saw this already, and that is Kita, which is artwork by Hannah Alexander, charted by Pinky the Pink. And I had been wanting to stitch on her every day for 30 minutes. That did not happen. I stitched on her like the first week or two of April, and then I just like quit stitching for a while. Like there was just other stuff going on, so stitching wasn't happening. And yeah, I didn't stitch at all for like the last week and a half in April, so there's not going to be a ton to show. But and I'm also not sure if I'm gonna have before and after pictures of where I was when I first started working on it, because I had a new phone. The phone is like broken right now and I have to send it in to Samsung, and it's a whole annoying thing, so I don't know if I'm gonna have pictures. I'm going to have to see if I can get them, so don't know about that. Anyways, here is Kita now. Wait, hold on, let me get this thread off of her face. There's too many parch threads that are in the way. So I had her in a hoop, and I was wanting to get all the cross stitches done in the section I was working on, which I did get all the cross stitches done in the section I was working on, and then I decided that I wanted to do back stitching, which all this dress part, I was doing all that back stitching, and then I added beads, so I added the beads to her neck and all that, and I started adding the beads to the dress because there's going to be more beads in her dress, and that was as far as I got, and then I stopped working on her. And I stopped working on her because I wanted to get one of my charts finished, and so that will be the next thing that I show. The next chart, and it was the one that I was trying to get finished, was the Very Viking Stitch Along by Quaternion Creations, and I did end up getting it finished, which if you follow me on Instagram, which is the same as my YouTube channel name, Crafty Gaming Jamie, I did post it on Instagram when it was finished. So here it is, fully finished, and I'm excited to have this done. Because this is finished, it means that I am now down to 29 whips, which I'm excited about. So happy to be at 29. I'm under 30. Now I can't decide if I want to stay at 30 whips or if I want to try and get down to like 25 whips. I don't know. Anyways, I am stitching this. I stitched this on 28 count Zweigart fabric in the color Whisper 2/2 full cross, and I used Anchor floss in the color 72. So let's get some close-ups of this. I love this chart. There was so much going on, and it was just so fun because everything was like kind of different. Because it's a smaller chart, there wasn't like a lot of repetitive things, because a lot of long dog samplers kind of have areas that are very repetitive, like a lot of like zigzag diagonalies where you do like a million of them. This didn't have a lot of that, so it was like really fun to stitch because everything felt kind of new. So that was done. And then after I finished this, I started working on another piece that I was hoping to get finished in April, and I didn't get it finished in April because I stopped stitching, and that was Crystal Palace, which is by Mandarink's Design on Etsy. And here is where I am on this chart now. I am stitching this on, it's either 16 or 18 count fabric, and the Palace part was 2/1 full cross. The background part is 2/1 half stitch, and so the background does go relatively quick when I work on it, but I haven't been working on it, so that's just the way it is. So this will be put away now for a while. I don't know when I'm going to get it back out again, but I do want to have this chart finished sometime this year, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get that done. That's all there is on that. And now I will get into my plans for May, and my plans for May involve my big cone of DMC 310, and my plans for May is I want to just only stitch the color 310 on a few of my charts, because there are some of my charts that I'm stitching extreme cross country by color, and the first color that I'm stitching is the black, and so I would like to make some progress on those charts. And then I also threw in another chart, which is a Maxine Gad chart, because Kaylee Tent Stitch, who is on YouTube and also on Instagram, and that's Instagram is where all like the information about the challenge is posted. She's doing a challenge to stitch on a Maxine Gad chart. It can be a new start or it can be something you already have been working on, and you just stitch, see who can make the most progress. She is doing like little like rewards, so like whoever stitches the most will get a prize, and then there will also be another prize just for randomly picking people who are participating. And so I have a chart picked for that, but I will only be stitching the black on my Maxine Gad chart, just so I'm sticking with my only stitching 310 for the month. So I will start off by showing all the charts that I have picked to work on for the month of May. The first one is Dear Alice, which is by Artisy, and I have the large version of the chart, and I'm stitching it Extreme Cross Country by color with the black, and this is what I have done so far. And I'm stitching this on 18 count fabric, 2/1 full cross, and I am thinking about switching this one to 4/1 tent stitch, so that might be something that happens this month, just so I can make progress on this quicker because it's slow. I am very slow on this one. The next one is Lord of the Rings, which is by Glitch Stitch AU on Etsy, and this is one that I am stitching on 22 count fabric, 1/1 full cross, and this chart is relatively small compared to my other charts, so this one only has like 5,000 I think stitches of black left, so there's not that many black stitches left, so that would go quickly if I actually like focused on this. I'm trying to find it in Pattern Keeper real quick so I can see how much is left. I have too much stuff in Pattern Keeper and you cannot organize any of it. Anyways, where's the black? There are 3,000 stitches of black left. So that's not even that many stitches, right? But so, there's that. The next one is Yennefer, which is by Charting Creations. And I love her. Yennefer is a character from the show Witcher, the books, the video games. There are lots of Witcher things at this point. And I love this chart. And I cannot wait to get more of her done. The bottom half, the black is already done. And so now it's just the black that's left on the top in her hair and then in the background. So there's her. She is being stitched on 28 count fabric. This is the easy guide fabric. And it's 2/1 tent stitch because I just like the speed of tent stitch. And then the very last chart is my Maxine Gad chart for the Maxine Gad's challenge. And here it is. This is Mariner, which is artwork by Maxine Gad. I'm only going to be stitching the black, and the black is going to be all around the background. So I'm going to have to stitch over to the side and then go up to like the corners and stuff, and that's where all the black is in this chart. So I'm going to have to just be doing background on this. And this is also a 28 count fabric, 2/1 tent stitch. That is everything though. That is all my cross stitch. Knitting, I finished this. This is the Sub Pop Tee by Sarah Gordon on Ravelry, and normally it was charted to be short sleeve. I made it long sleeve just so that I have it for like when it's colder, even though the day that I finished this was the first day of the year where it was hot, and we went from like cold, like 55-ish, to 79. And so the day I finished it, it was like 79, and it was like cool, really, really cool to finish on like the hottest day that we've had so far this year. Anyways, this is knit with Holst garn in the color Ember. I have an entire cone of this, so I'm going to have to do some more projects with this color, which is fine because I love this color. It's very like autumn fall-y, and I love like fall type colors. And so yes, it's finished. I'm happy because that means that I can start something else, because for knitting, I try and only do one project at a time. And I think that the next project that I knit, I'm going to try and use this yarn because I'm trying to use up yarn that I already have and not buy new things. And this yarn is actually from a local yarn store to me. There's a few yarn stores like the next town over from where I am. And so there's Northwest Yarns, which is where I got this yarn. And there is Apple Yarns, and then there's also Spin Cycle Yarns is made, and they have a store the next town over for me. So, and then this yarn is actually also from a dyer in Bellingham, which is the next town over for me. So that's really cool that this is like bought at a local yarn store, and it's also dyed local to where I am. So I have 2 of these, so I need to find something that uses this yarn, or that I can use this yarn for, and hopefully have a nice project. I'm going to hopefully pick something more summery now that it's like spring, summer in the northern hemisphere, so looking forward to starting something with that. But anyways, yeah, I think that's all that I have to show for knitting and cross stitch. So I will be back. Wait, last thing. One more thing, I keep forgetting things. I did buy patterns, but it was for the Earth Day collective, and I think I need to pause real quick. Alright, so I am back. I had to go with information about all of this just so I'm not giving inaccurate information. So on Instagram, there is an Instagram called the Stitchers Collective. It is made up of a bunch of cross-stitch designers who are kind of working together for different things. They also have a website that you can go to that is linked on their Instagram to get more information. And recently, in April, they are doing an Earth Day charity set of patterns. So there are 31 different patterns, which is an amazing amount of patterns. And if you donate to one of the charities that are listed on their website, and then you send them the like picture or receipt, you have to fill out a form on their website. All of this stuff is on their Instagram and their website, but you let them know basically that you donated, and then they will send you these 31 patterns that are all kind of Earth Day related, which is a very important thing that we should all be focused on, is the planet, because you know it's not doing great. So I ended up doing that, which means I have 31 new charts after not buying charts for quite a while. All of a sudden I have a whole bunch of things, and I actually wanted to start one on Earth Day, but then things happened and I ended up not being able to start one then. So eventually I will most likely be starting one of the charts. There are a lot of really amazing ones. I can't think of all of them off the top of my head because some of them are new designers, so I can't always remember the designer names, but I know that Quaternion Creations had a chart on there that was really pretty. Michelle Bendy Stitch had a chart. There was a chart from Stitchy Rin, which was a dodo, and it was really cute. And so there's so many charts, 31 different designers. Some of them will most likely be new to you because there were some that were new to me, and it's for a good cause. So I ended up doing that in April, and I think you can do it until May 15th is I think when it goes away and you can no longer do the donate to get the patterns. So anyways, there was that, and I think though that that is all that I have to show, and I have not bought anything else. Anyways, I think that is all for this video, and I will see you all in my next video. I don't know when it will be just because I still have to play God of War. So I would like to try to stitch a little more than I had been in the last couple weeks, but I also don't know because like it's from the library, so you have to finish it within a certain amount of time and turn it back in. So anyways, I will see you all next time. Thank you for watching, and I hope everyone has a good May with whatever your May stitching plans might be. Bye!